They're both fast, they're both aggressive, and they're both big, and they hit like trucks. And I ate everything both of them had, and I beat them up. I've showed people the speed and the intelligence that I have. My footwork is unrivaled. My fight IQ is amazing, and I am fast as fuck. You could put me in there with a featherweight, and I'll be faster than them. That's the way I operate, and I'm very proud of how I work. And to do it on short notice, and to pull in people from all around the world to do it, and make this happen, cut weight on 25 days' notice, show up for a 5-round fight against a guy who had already had a fight camp. That just shows how talented I am and how blessed I am, and I am born to fight. To anyone out there who wants to fight more, trust in yourselves and go with everything you have, because this is the most important thing you can have.
Oh, very well said, but now you're at an interesting point, right, where you could get a title shot if something happens, something here. So do you have to sort of pull your own self back and not take short notice fights right now until you know how the division's playing out? Because you could slide into a title fight at some point.
Well, considering that Jack just got a title fight after a year off, you're fucking right. I could just sit out for a year and maybe I'll get a title shot. You know what I mean? I busted up Shavkat's knee. That guy can't fight for a year. Isn't that a coincidence? He fights me and he can't fight for a year. That's a bit wild. I do feel slightly disrespected about that. I know I lost. I know I didn't get my hand raised, but not even a call. That's why I made sure that if I take this fight and I'm saving your ass again, you give me what I deserve, and that's to be next in line. And if anyone has a problem with that, I ain't a stranger to say no. You know that. I'm not going to say no to a fight. So there's going to be a lot of people chomping at my name and talking about my name right now. I've told you this. There is not a bigger fight you can make in this division. Me against the champion, I have the most media talking about me. I bring the most attention to a card. You talk about the guys who are at the top of this division, there ain't many bigger than me. I show up, I save cards, I put on fights, and I do everything I possibly can to go out there and get the win. If for some reason one of these guys slip up, I am going to take that belt and get it wrapped around my waist.
Just curious, how did Carlos stack up against the other guys that you faced in this division?
He's very aggressive, and he's very good at what he does, and you have to respect that. And you have to keep him moving. You cannot let him stop and get confident, because if he does, he'll light you up and he'll hit you hard. So, again, he wasn't the hardest to prepare for, but you still have to give the man all the respect in the world, and I have nothing but respect for him.
And to go back to you being the backup, excuse me, Sean Brady had some comments about him being the #1 contender, that he believes that he essentially thinks it doesn't make sense that you would get the backup. Just curious what your thoughts are if you heard the comments that he made this week.
I don't go on my phone on fight week. I stay off it, but I know that he was complaining that I didn't get the title. He was moaning about me not getting it. So it's funny to see him in this position now where he's talking about that he's not getting it. Here's the truth. I show up on short notice. I helped the UFC save cards. I did it against Shavkat. I've done it now against Carlos. When you take big risks, you get big rewards. I'm next in line, and he can take a fucking back seat and wait.
The comment that he made specifically was that your claim to fame is that you lost to Shavkat, just to let you know what he said.
He got knocked out by the champion.
And out of curiosity, I know obviously you don't feel like it was a loss in the Shavkat fight, but how important is it for you to get that rematch one day? Is that something that's at the back of your mind at all?
You guys know I like plans, right? You guys know I have visions in my mind. Well, let me tell you what's next. I'm going to fight the winner. I believe it's Bilal. And that's nothing against Jack. I just believe stylistically Bilal has what it takes to get this fight done, and quite convincingly. So I'm going to fight Bilal next. I'm going to beat Bilal. Bilal has said it many, many times. I am the toughest opponent in the division for him. Then when Bilal doesn't have the belt, there's a certain pound-for-pound #1 who wants to come up, and his name is Islam Makhachev. And I have nothing but love and respect for that man and his style, and it would be an honor to share the octagon with him. I would love to go out there and prove against him in my first title defense that I'm the pound-for-pound #1. I beat him. I take that status. I win my first title defense, and then Shavkat gets the rematch. And I'm going to go out there, and I am going to dismantle that man and prove that he never won that fight. And that's my next 3-fight plan. That's how I see it going, and I don't want that any other way.
just one more from me. I know you said you didn't want to discuss what Joaquin said earlier, but there was a little incident with you guys at the weigh-ins the other day. I'm just curious what happened there.
There was no incident with me at the weigh-ins with Joaquin.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
didn't fucking see him.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
No.
Going to the Sean Brady comment, I'm just curious, if the title fight goes through in a couple of weeks and let's say Bilal has to be out, let's say he wins and let's say he has to be out for a little bit of time and the UFC comes to you and says, would you like to fight Sean Brady? In the meantime, you don't seem like the kind of person that wants to, stay and wait for a title shot?
So now you put me in a predicament where when I get a call and my answer is always yes, I'm in a predicament where do I say yes or do I hold off? The truth is, there's a guy in here. He's my agent. He'll tell me and he'll give me the right things, what he thinks I should do, and I will lean on him because that's his area of expertise. Because he fucking knows me. If he calls me and says there's a fight, my answer is fucking yes. And Hunter and Dana know that too. But I am next in line. I am next in line for a title, and all of the other guys can take a fucking back seat and show me the respect I deserve.
And then in regards to tonight's fight, all week, I know you were kind of having a little bit of fun, poking fun at Carlos, just talking about him quitting in past fights. With how much you were clearly in control of the first half of the fight, did it at all surprise you with how hard he came on in that final round?
No, in the final round, you know what? You know when you see a wounded dog, and you know that fucking wounded dog's going to be more venomous and vicious to defend itself? I felt that type of energy. And I knew that he was going to come out. And I knew he was potentially 4 rounds down, potentially 3-1. I thought I would have had it 3-1 on the scorecards. Me and Diego agreed. So, but in your mind, you can convince yourself, I'm down. So I knew he was coming out with energy of animosity and venomous power. But I dominated that fight. It was everything the way I seen it. I didn't see him making it to the 5th. And that just shows that guy who maybe once was a quitter wasn't anymore, and he's improved. So good job to him.
Last one for me, kind of on a lighter note. We kind of talked about this the other day at weigh-ins, but what does it mean to put on this kind of performance and get the win in front of your family, especially having your little man running around here? What does that mean to you?
I tell everyone that there's nothing more I love in life than fighting, and there isn't. But I would stop all of this tomorrow if my family needed me to. And I would go work at Starbucks if I had to. I would do anything to make my family happy and to make my little boy and my wife proud. There is nothing more that matters to me in my heart and soul than looking after the people I love. And that means my team and my family at Shoot the Box and everyone around me. There is nothing more I want to do than make them proud. But my wife loves to watch me fight. My little boy loves to watch me fight. And they have such a big smile on their face when they see their daddy go out there and put on a show. So I will never stop, but it means the absolute world to have them by my side.
Congrats.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much. I will see you all in 2 weeks' time.